Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Gulfstream Park here on Saturday. It is the 14th of December 2024. I'm going to look the stakes action from Gulfstream, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Get 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Let's look at stakes action from Gulfstream, races 8 and 11. The 8th race from Gulfstream. It is the Tropical Park Oaks. It's going for a purse of $140,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 15 horses entered, but only 12 could go. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or a mile 16 on the Gulfstream Park turf course. Rails are up at 45 feet. Top selection, gonna go take the 7-horse Life's Inaudible. 7658 for me in the superfecta. 7658 Super. Top selection 7-horse Life's Inaudible. 3 affiliated by Audible here, Tom Pletcher trains. Joe Bravo gets to mount. They ran the horse most recently in the 2nd of March at Gulfstream. A mile in the Here Comes the Bride Stakes, and the horse finished second by a neck that day, and he just kind of stalked that day. He was a little bit wide, but he really gained a lot of ground on this very narrow turf course at times. I thought he got around the cones well. Coming here today, off the bench, Tom Pletcher has good numbers off the bench, drawn very well. I think he can find a trip to win. He had success over this trip of ground in the Swedish Chant here over the mile 16th in February, winning by a neck from basically from the back. He swung out wide late, but he quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. A very good, strong run. And then in the Junior Brew here at the beginning of the season over the mile, he finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. Ozair, who had a very good, 2-year-old and early 3-year-old campaign freak that day. This horse, again, had a wide trip, but she was gaining that day. She was, if you remember last summer at Saratoga, this is the kind of horse that, wanted to get on turf, but kind of kept getting scratched off the turf. Took her a little bit of time to get to the grass, but when she finally did, she really ran these terrific races. Great place behind Hard to Justify and the Miss Grillo, who went on to win the Bird Cup Juvenile Phillies Turf last season. The problem is this horse has missed some time this year, but coming here off the bench, not the world's toughest race. I think she could get that Oaks victor. I think the 6-horse Random Harvest for Jimmy Toner and Victor Carrasco, who win also. First-time winners at Keelan over the mile 3/16 in an allowance race back in October. She won by 1 1/4 length. She had a stupidly wide postra, but coming from mid-pack, she really got the job done freaking that day. A very good run. On debut of Kentucky Downs over the mile in the main specialty, she won by 3.5 lengths, again from a tracking trip. She was a little bit wide, but she flew home clear late. She's stepping up in class. She's trained well Palm Meadows. She's another horse I think could win. At 10 to 1, we'll use her in the pick 4. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Gulfstream, it's the Tropical Park Oaks. We're going to take the 7-horse Life's Inaudible. Give kudos to the 6-horse Random Harvest. 7658 Super, 7-6 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 11th race from Gulfstream, one of the final derbies of the season. It used to be known years ago when it was run at Calder on New Year's, the first derby of the year. But now it should be known as the last Derby of the year, the 11th race from Gulfstream. It is the Tropical Park Derby. It's going for a purse of $140,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 14 horses entered. 12 can only go to the turf course, the 1,700-meter journey, or mile 16th on the turf course. Gonna go take the number 10 horse here, Shojino. 10-7-4-1 for me in the superfecta. 10-7-4-1 super. Top selection 10 horse Shojino. This 3-year-old colt by Twirling Candy. Shook McGahee trains. Ira Hughes Jr. gets the mount. Ran the horse most recently in the Hill Prince in New York and Aqueduct. Mile length on the outer 9th of November, and it was a near success. She finished second by length that day. Had a very, horrible trip that day where he didn't get out the gate so clearly. He sat back early, came on the inside late. He just missed. Deterministic just had the jump on him, but he got around the race course well. I think coming here second off the bench back to Gulfstream, where this horse had a very good start of the season. I'm going to give this horse a shot to find the winner's circle here again today. He ran 2 back in the Nashville Derby at Kentucky Downs, a mile 5/16 back in August, where he finished 12th by 20 lengths. He had a wide trip, and he just didn't handle the quirkiness of Kentucky Downs. He was flat. It wasn't his day to win. And then prior to that, in the Abundant at Church over the mile on the 8th in early June, he won by 4 1/4 lengths, and basically on the front end, very pedestrian fractions, 113 3/4. You're going to win off those fractions, and he did just that. A very good run. If you look at his form earlier in the 3-year-old campaign, he wasn't running bad at all. Had a very nice place on this turf course in January in an allowance race. Came back to run a very good place behind Brumar and the Colonel Liam, and then a very, very good place behind Neat in the Transylvania, where he had a very wide trip. If you look at some of his races early on in this season, he had very wide posters. He was breaking 10 of 14 in the American turf, where he had a very troubled trip. 12 of 12 in the Transylvania, 8 of 9 in the Colonel Liam. 10 of 12 is not the best poster here today, but I think he can overcome that. At 9 to 5, I'm going to use him on the ticket. I also think the 7 horse here in a jam for Gonzalez and Marquez could win also. He ran in the showing up locally over the mile 16th in November, where he finished second by 3/4 length, where he's very wide, but he was gaining late. Not a bad race. His races up north, you know, he had quite a few races from mid-August to early October, where he's racing against some tough horses. I do think he's coming down a class ladder. He's come to a turf course he really likes running on. At 8 to 1, I'm going to give it a shot on the pick 4 to end it off. But to recap my selection for the 11th in Gulfstream now, it's Tropical Park Derby. I'm going to go take the 10 horse Gino. Give kudos to the 7 horse in the jam. 10-7, 4-1 Super. 10-7 in the multi race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.